everyone, my name is Savannah and today is the first of the month if you're watching this video right when it goes live, and that means that yesterday Prehistoric Kingdom dropped a new dev diary for us, and in addition to the obvious brand new Velociraptor coming in a future update, they have packed a whole bunch of brand new stuff and announcements in this dev diary. There is a lot to get into. It's very long, so let's just go ahead and jump right on into it, scrolling down here to where we're at. If you've been keeping up with our dev diaries over the last few months, you'll know that the team's been tackling a bunch of updates at the same time. While the next release continues to receive much of our focus, that being Update 8, we've been able to start pre-production for quite a few more updates. The team's been laying the groundwork for a number of exciting future additions, most notably Breakouts, Animal Ontogeny, and the much requested Paleo Flora. With scientific adversary and original concepts by Tom Parker, one of our 2D artists, Ida has painted custom leaf textures for 10 species of Paleo Flora so far. These textures will be used to dress the 3D models of our foliage. Being one of the less celebrated aspects of prehistoric ecosystems, we hope to bring a new appreciation of Paleo Flora to the wider public once Paleobotany releases down the line. Very cool! So I am obviously very much an animal person, and it's most of why I play these games. However, it is amazing to see the developers take such an interest and such a high level of detail to round out the game, to bring just specifics like Paleoflora details to their game. I think it's fantastic. So I have absolutely no idea what these little leaves are for each individual plant. Obviously their names are underneath each of the kinds of leaves, but I don't know what the actual bush or tree or plant actually looks like that these leaves belong to. But very excited for details that they're working on, because this is phenomenal. In other news, we've been carefully reviewing the main gameplay loop and will be working to address some pain points over the next few updates. Whether it's a system that feels too disconnected or one that's potentially more hidden than we'd like, we've been drafting up alternative design plans that we believe will make the game more fun and rewarding to play. Later in this dev diary, you'll get a better glimpse at one of these changes coming with Update 9, the Produce Station. For now, though, let's focus on what's coming next in Update 8. And moving on to my very favorite part of the game, the animals. The animal overhaul has been going really well. Our test dummy, the Protoceratops, has a brand new AI brain that directs it towards a random point. The completely rebuilt animation controller drives the animal procedurally, strafing, turning, and reversing, and moving at variable speeds to get to its destination. The locomotion system just came online at the time of writing, so we'll be providing you with a super early look at some development footage of the Proto navigating from point to point. Apologies for the presentation. Let's go ahead and click play on this little video and see what it does. It does say work in progress at the bottom, but there's our little Proto running across the screen there. In a minute, you're gonna see it back up and kind of turn in a circle. I absolutely love that they have added the addition of reverse to their animals. That's not something that you see in a lot of games, and I think it's such a fun little detail that just makes them a little bit more alive. Like, look at that. It just kind of backed up and turned at the same time. Like, I absolutely love the level of detail and attention that they're putting in with these animals. So I think it looks great. Obviously walking around and moving a little bit there. I think that's pretty much it for the video there. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it and we'll move on. There are a number of things here we'd like to polish over the next month, like stopping jitter, correcting animation movement speeds, improving pathfinding accuracy, etc. But the overall potential for authentic and dynamic looking animals is totally there, and with further development, it's going to look so good. Now that we can get the animals moving, we can continue building everything that sits on top of that. Their needs, interactions for eating and drinking, we essentially need to reintroduce elements from the current game in a smarter way that contributes to the organic and procedural goals of this rework. One of our key pillars with the animal overhaul was to make them run fast. Not physically, but computerally? How do you say that word? Like on the computer is what it's saying, but I don't think I've ever seen that word written out before. Anyway, that aside, where possible, these new underlying systems are all multi-threaded, meaning that they are much more performant and optimized for modern processors. My goodness, I don't know if I'm just really tired and my brain stopped working after I got home from work today, so I apologize going forward. This is a long one, so stick with me. I'll do my very best. There's a lot more work to be done before the animals are completely ready to ship, but we are incredibly happy with where they're headed and can't wait to finish them up for you all. Making an AI movement system this sophisticated requires a lot of time and research, so we thank you for being patient with us. Now, on to the, highlight of this dev diary, our Velociraptor. So I'm going to hit play on this little video here and you guys can kind of see the first introduction to our Velociraptor.
And you'll miss it. Here comes the speedy thief, Velociraptor. Many visitors are surprised when they first spot these handsome little devils. They arrive expecting a big, boxy, featherless raptor and are always shocked to see how slender and feathery these dinosaurs really are.
It's small, it's speedy, you know it, you love it, it's the Velociraptor. Making a glorious return to Prehistoric Kingdom, this feathery fossil has been restored with a dashing, retractable mohawk and a variety of bird-like calls. Having once roamed the Cretaceous landscapes of Mongolia, everyone's favorite 3-foot turkey will be the next animal arriving in Update 8. This animal comes with 3 different skins, Dust Devil, Mirage, and Oasis, and each has a fun little design detail. Oasis, no scales on the snout. Mirage includes iridescent and sexual dimorphism. And Dust Devil, inspired by roadrunners. He absolutely looks like a little roadrunner. Look at him go right there. Absolutely amazing. I do think Oasis might be my favorite one. Look at this little crown feathers right here. I absolutely love their little mohawk. It's so cute. I love the direction that they've taken with this. Very bird-like, all feathered. I love the patterns and the details on them. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see their actual size. In comparison to the rocks behind, they look very, very small, but we do have to keep into consideration that everything is scalable in Prehistoric Kingdom, and so these rocks could be scaled up, scaled down. We just don't know. But they do look like they're very small, so that's kind of exciting. The team had a lot of fun working on this animal. The raptors have a lot of personality, and despite only being a 2-star creature due to its size, it'll always be 5 in our hearts. Absolutely it will. Look at those little teeth, this angry little chicken dinosaur. I love it. I'm so excited to get in the game and see how it moves, different animations. You know, they mentioned breakout and stuff in the very beginning of this dev diary, and I can't wait to see its different, escape animations and stuff like that, how it interacts with each other, its conspecifics in the same exhibit. And I'm so excited. But I'm always excited for a new species. But something about this one, obviously Velociraptor is a very well-known and made popular by mainstream media, but I love the direction that they've taken it in. I'm so excited. Next, moving on to the tropical biome update. Humid air and sunny skies? Yep, the tropical biome is getting a total makeover in Update 8. Including 34 foliage items, the environment team have truly given our oldest biome some new life. Look at this screenshot. This looks like it was taken straight out of like a Jurassic Park movie. I love it. We've obviously got a whole bunch of different plants here. Now, I don't know. Are these all? No, this is unchanged. This is already in the game. Are some of these not in the game? I feel like this one is right here, the fan palm. I feel like we do already have a coconut palm. But I feel like some of these are new, like jungle floor. This one is already in the game, I feel like. And the ladyfinger palm is new. I don't know. I feel like some of these are new and some of them are not. But all of them look great regardless. So I'm very excited about that. And then look at this. Before we even talk about the text on the screen, like, doesn't this just look like a literal screenshot from like the Hawaiian Islands where they filmed Jurassic Park? Obviously, like it just, I don't know. It just looks exactly like that. I'm so excited. So excited. In addition to these plants, we've made some changes to the biome itself. The tropical dirt has now become a lovely leaf litter, and the Samania tree has been moved to gardening as it no longer fits the biome's aesthetic. With all of these improvements, the tropical biome looks absolutely gorgeous. All the assets have been updated to better resemble their real-life counterparts, so do keep in mind that existing parks might look a bit different depending on how you use the original plants. Oh, I'm so excited. I love how that looks. And this nighttime photograph, oh, beautiful. Chef's kiss, absolutely beautiful. Now on to some gameplay, and I'll preface this as I always do. I really have yet to play Prehistoric as an actual game. I've been patiently waiting for more of this stuff to get fleshed out, and we are rapidly approaching when I feel like I'll be able to actually play it as a game, because they are making gameplay update after gameplay update, so it shouldn't be too long now. But let's see what they have in store for us, starting with Park Beauty. Previously known as Land Value, Park Beauty is a new mechanic that factors how attractive your zoo is into the park rating, looking at guest accessible areas to calculate what's bad and what's good. Very similar to the mechanic that we know and love in Planet Zoo, where if you place a staff facility too close to a path and it has no decorations, guests are going to be upset about it. So obviously this heat map here shows you, what does this see? Park Beauty is high and low. So these areas that are decorated are very high and the white areas are very low. Since the last dev diary, Park Beauty now interacts with dung piles and the score of an exhibit, positively illuminating healthy habitats or marking poorly managed, stinky enclosures as bad. By constructing gardens, statues, decorated structures, and placing foliage near your buildings, you'll quickly begin to cultivate high park beauty in the surrounding areas. If an area is pretty, guests are much more likely to use donation boxes and help give the park an economic boost. Beautiful. On the other side of the spectrum, modules like power generators are a source of ugliness. Using walls, fences, or foliage, players in challenge mode will have to think about how they build their park to best obstruct the view from guests. Now, one thing that I am very curious about, I would love it if they would not give certain facilities such a negative impact without decorations. For example, there are some of the buildings that are more like veterinary buildings, or maybe this produce building that they're talking about, more the behind scenes stuff that people or guests want to see, like power and water filtration aside. You know, parks and zoos often sell tours to view their backstage stuff where they prepare animal diets, their veterinary offices, things like that. So I would want to be able to cater to that when I'm playing a game and not necessarily have to hide absolutely every aspect of the facilities and things that you need to run the park. So I'll be curious about that, and if any of the devs are listening, that would be something I would absolutely enjoy to have added to the game. You know, like a scale, certain things that don't impact it quite as much as others. Now moving on to what's in the pipeline, jumping over to update 9. So everything previously talked about is hopefully coming in update 8, which is the one coming out very, very soon. I don't remember necessarily when they gave like an estimated release date, but I feel like it's within the next month or so. But anyway, jumping over to update 9, we'd like to discuss one of the upcoming changes to the gameplay loop. With Park Beauty becoming a more central mechanic for challenge mode, the team's been very keen to introduce more modules that provide a function or service for the park. Recently, it's been quite a big goal of ours to bring some management aspects out of the menus and back into the world, contextualizing the infrastructure Prehistoric Kingdom might need to operate. And with that, here's our first change. So gameplay, produce stations. Produce stations are a large customizable module that passively provides food for the park's animals' feeders. Placing a produce station in the park will have it automatically begin generating a single piece of stock every few seconds, cycling through one diet at a time. This means you'll get one plant, then one fruit, then one fish, so on and so forth over the course of a minute before the cycle repeats. Very cool. So I really like the details of this little building. Very utilitarian in its architecture. Obviously, it's just one rectangular box, but it looks like in comparison between this one that has all diets and this one down here that has plants, the outer decorations, the outer details change dependent on what you assign the building to do. And that being said, this one's set to all diets, but a produce station can also be specialized to only produce one certain type of diet. If you have a lot of herbivores in the early game, for example, it might be worth setting the produce station to generate only plants. Very cool, and we have these little raised planter beds, some boxes, hose on the wall. The little details are just absolutely fantastic. And I love this picture of them all lined up together. You can see like this one looks like it's gonna be fish, right? More plants. Love it. Love it, love it. Now we're getting way more plants, but you'll soon need a second produce station if you have something like carnivores to support. Luckily, with enough funds to support the upkeep, you can build a whole set of specialized produce stations to capitalize on the extra efficiency. Changing the diet specialization of a produce station will also change the exterior from the area, or exterior farm area, just like we were talking about. You'll always know what it's making at a glance. Players can specialize in plants, fruit, meat, fish, or insects. And then moving on, obviously you have to have a place to put all of that produce that you're making. So to better manage the park's food supply, we suggest researching some produce storage modules. These crates add to the global storage capacity, allowing you to generate and hold more food. Anytime a feeder is resupplied out in the park, the required amount will be automatically taken out of storage. And on the off chance that you're making more food than your capacity allows, the excess produce will be sold off for a small profit. Very cool. And that's it. These two modules will eventually replace the shipping mechanic used in the current game. By bringing food production out of the menu and into the park itself, we hope to give the player more agency and choice in not only the speed of their food production, but where in the zoo they'll place them. For us as developers, it also opens up opportunities for things like storms, power outages, and facilities breaking down to impact a system that was previously untouchable. The team looks forward to developing this idea and bringing it to you in Update 9. And then last but not least, as always, they include some screenshots of some creators, all beautiful things created by the community. Absolutely love it. I'm so excited. What did you think about this update? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, as I scroll back up here to find our lovely little Velociraptor, leave a like on the video, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, all the things that greatly do help me out, and I will love you for it forever. We'll be best friends. And until next time, I will talk at you in the next video. Bye!